What exactly is parliamentary democracy? It's a system of government where citizens exercise power through elected representatives. The key feature is that the executive branch, or the government, is drawn from and accountable to the legislative branch, or parliament. In contrast to presidential systems, there is no strict separation of powers between the government and the lawmaking body. The process begins with national elections, where citizens vote for their members of parliament, or MPs. These MPs take seats in parliament, forming the main legislative body responsible for creating laws. After the election, the party or coalition of parties that wins the majority of seats forms the government. The leader of the majority party becomes the head of government, usually referred to as the prime minister or premier. The prime minister then selects a cabinet, a group of senior ministers who head various government departments. Crucially, these cabinet ministers are typically required to be elected members of parliament themselves. This ensures the executive branch remains directly accountable to the elected legislature every single day. The core principle is responsible government, meaning the executive must retain the confidence of the parliament to govern. If Parliament passes a vote of no confidence, the government must resign or trigger a new general election. This confidence mechanism provides a powerful check on the executive, limiting its potential overreach. Parliaments often operate under a bicameral structure, meaning they have two houses, an upper house and a lower house. The lower house is where the government is formed and is typically the primary center of legislative power. The upper house may review legislation, suggest amendments, or, in some systems, delay bills, acting as a second thought. In parliamentary systems, the role of head of state is usually separate from the head of government. The head of state, like a monarch or president, performs largely ceremonial duties and symbolizes national unity. The prime minister, as head of government, holds the actual political decision-making authority. During legislative sessions, the government introduces new bills, which are debated thoroughly by all MPs. The opposition parties play a critical role, challenging the government's policies and providing alternative proposals. The opposition also maintains a shadow cabinet, ready to take over if the government changes. Parliamentary question time is a crucial mechanism where ministers must publicly answer questions from the opposition and backbenchers. Once a bill passes both houses and receives royal assent from the head of state, it officially becomes law. In a coalition government, multiple parties share power, which encourages compromise and consensus building. While efficient, critics note that a strong majority government can sometimes lead to executive dominance over parliament. The fixed term for parliament is often flexible, as the PM may call an early election if the political situation favors their party. However, the need to maintain confidence ensures that the government is constantly sensitive to public opinion and parliamentary mood. Parliamentary democracy is a dynamic, fluid system defined by the constant accountability of the government to its elected representatives. Ultimately, the power rests with the voters, who hold the power to change the composition of parliament and, consequently, the government.